The Little Mermaid, the Crystal Kingdom and Ariel's Darcy in the most remote depth of the ocean. Weird corals, gardens glittered like jewels, and colorful fish danced among the sweet store the castle of King Triton. There lived the Little Mermaid Ariel, the youngest and most curious of his 6 daughters. Ariel boasts a voice that enchanted the creatures of the abyss, but her hair did not belong to the cool currents. Her hair longed for the world, for humans, a place of light and secrets she only glimpsed in her dreams. One day, upon emerging near the surface, Ariel saw a moonlight sheet that looked like a floating constellation. On board, a young prince celebrated his birthday amidst music and laughter. Suddenly, a fierce storm lashed the sea, splitting the wood as if weird street with a current that defied the waves. Ariel swam toward the king princess and carried him to the shore. When he awoke, she hid behind the rocks, watching him with a mixture of love and thanks before return to the deeps. The pact with Ursula. Ariel's Darcy for the princess and for an immortal soul greed until it became unbearable. The Little Mermaid loved the princess not only for his beauty, but because humans possessed something the inhabitants of the sea did not, an immortal soul. Will mermaids live for 300 years and then turning into simple sea foam? Humans live on, ignoring her father's warning about the dangers of the land. Ariel descends to the dark wilds where the sea witch lives Ursula, a creature of black tentacles and a raspy voice. I will give you what you deserve, Ursula hissed with a sinister smile. A potion that will transfer your tail into legs, but in exchange you will give me your voice. I will cut your tongue so that you cannot utter a single word, and you must know this every step you take will be like walking on sharp kindness. If the princess marries another at the following, then you will turn into sea of foam. Ariel, desperate, accepted the deal. She drank the potion, and after an umbral pain that caused her to faint on the sand, she awoke with human feet, silent in the castle. The princess found her on the beach. Although she could not speak, her beauty and the grace of her gestures captivated him. In the castle, Ariel accompanied him on his walks and danced for him with supreme elegance. Even through every moment, drew tears of pain that she hid behind a slim. However, the princess was living in error. When a princess for a neighboring kingdom arrived, he was smitten with her. She is the one who saved me, the princess exclaimed. Upon hearing the young woman's voice, I recognized her by her singing on the beach. He did not know that princess was only passing by when he awoke, and that his true savior watching him in her breaking silence. Ariel felt her hair break into 1,000 pieces as the royal wedding was celebrated aboard the great ship, the Silver King. On the night of the wedding, while the ship rocked upon the waves, Ariel's sisters emerged from the water, their long hair disappeared. They have given it to Ursula to save their little sister. Take this magic knife, they told her. Before the sun rises, you must plunge it into the prince's hair. If his warm blood touches your feet, you will become a mermaid again, and live your 300 years with us. Ariel entered the cabin. The princess slept beside his wife. She lifted the silver danger book, looking at the face of the man she loved. She realized she could not buy her life the death of another. She tried the weapon into the sea, and seeing the first ray of sun peek over the horizon, she threw herself into water, expecting her body to dissolve into bitter foam. The daughters of the air. But the end was not oblivion. Instead of disappearing, Ariel felt herself rising. The sun no longer burned, but wrapped her in a sweet wonder. She found herself surrounded by big spirits of the air, ether and luminous creatures that flew without the need for wings. "Where am I?" Ariel asked, discovering that her voice had returned, but now it was more stubborn, like distant music. "You are with the daughters of the aires," the creatures replied. "For your kindness and sacrifice, you have earned the opportunity to obtain what you so greatly longed for. You did not turn into fun, because you prefer love over hatred." Ariel looked at things with hope. They explained that if she worked hard doing good for 300 years, bringing breezes to the desert and comfort to the sad, she would forgive her own immortal soul. Ariel, lifting her head toward the clouds, accepted her destiny with joy and rose with her companions, flying over the ship where the prince and his bride searched, without finding her for the shadow of the little maiden who had loved them in silence.